Okay, start live. Good evening, everyone. We're back after a brief hiatus as we all needed to recharge our batteries. Just in case you're wondering, I'm not Kanav Rishi Kumar, your usual host, but the other guy who's usually present on the shows. Being forewarned is forearmed. And trust me, I've been sufficiently warned beforehand to keep my laughter at minimum. And the person who has warned me is my co-host today. And so I'm going to be calm, composed, and show a smiling face as I'm the host of your show tonight. Now, I'm sure many of you have watched our shows, but just in case you're wondering, we follow this style of the absolute master of talk shows, or whatever you want to call what Arnab Goswami does. There's one small difference though. While the nation does want to know, we actually do let our panelists speak and let the nation know what they want to say. However, just as Arnab does, and this we mean very honestly, we do invite Dr. Harshvardhan and our Honorable Minister Nirmala Sitharaman to join us one day on this debate on this ban. And we are really very honest when we say this. Now, there's a small little change in our show, and we thought we would start by bringing you some vaping news from around the world. Now, the SEER report, which is a precursor to the new TPD regulations, have come out recently. TPD as a tobacco products directive is a Europe-wide regulation on tobacco and nicotine products. And this impacts vaping, and not just in Europe, but worldwide, as these regulations are often adopted by other countries. This report in itself is kind of negative as it relies on debunk gateway theories, steam epidemic, EVALI, and so on. But people across the world have been setting in submissions. 26th of October is the last date to send in submissions. And if you'd like to send in a submission, please contact us on how to send such a submission in. The Cochrane review came out, which shows that vaping is actually 70% more effective than all the other NRTs out there in helping smokers quit. Now, this is a major review, and hopefully this will help governments realize that cessation products like e-cigarettes definitely do have potential and should be promoted. And from the Asia Pacific region, two Philippine legislators have actually sought an inquiry into the health department for taking funding from anti-vaping Bloomberg NGOs while at the same time drafting anti-vaping regulations, which is obviously a conflict of interest. We hope other countries, including India, also conduct similar probes. Now, the global report for tobacco harm reduction is about to be released on the 4th of November. And we invite you all to watch this event. From India, Samrat will be speaking on the impact of bans, and he has also written a foreword for this report. On the 6th of October, the Australian Senate resolved to establish a select committee on tobacco harm reduction, including e-cigarettes, and has called for submissions. The deadline for this is the 4th of November. And if anyone wants to submit, please do get in touch. Our contact details are available on our website, which is vapeindia.org. Now, this wraps up the news segment of this Funvocacy, and now we turn to the main subject of this episode. What's this about? Now, very recently, the Union of Ministry and Health, MOEF, issued fresh guidelines for industry and establishments in order to reduce the impact of the coronavirus on businesses. Now, this guideline is unique as per document because COVID-19 safe workplaces is framed by the ESIC, or the Employee State Insurance Corporation. And they have suggested that employers deter employees from taking cigarette breaks as they are social distance disturbers. Of course, they have also said that you should ban gutka, tobacco, pan masala, and cigarettes at the workplace, ban on spitting, as it may increase the transmission, but they say prohibit any cigarette breaks. Now, to discuss this guideline and the impact on the smokers and vapers alike, and whether an attempt is really being made to discriminate employees based on their habits, which need not necessarily interfere with either their productivity or their care for their fellow employees, and while not disagreeing with the need to maintain social distancing norms in these times, this directive on the face of it does appear to be wrong in more ways than one, I'm sorry. To discuss and talk about this, joining Samrat and me are our panel, Vivek Sagar. He's the founder and CEO of HopeQure. It's an online de-addiction center. Now, Vivek is an entrepreneur and looks at developing solutions in and around fintech and health tech using AI, deep learning, voice and video. And these are extensively used to improve customer experience. He founded a company, Mvantage, which was sold to Amazon. And Vivek was a smoker. And by his own confession, he started early and he quit early. Joining us next is also Suniti Kumar Bhattacharjya. Now, Suniti is the founder and managing partner of OpenSky. It's an innovation-based marketing consultancy, which is dedicated to providing value-based services on brand equity and go-to-market strategies. And it's focusing on farmers and producers in northeastern India and connecting them to the global markets. He works very closely with companies in the US, Israel, China, and UK on techno-commercial alliances to serve global infrastructure companies as well. Now, for the record, Suniti is a non-smoker who doesn't mind the occasional cigarette when offered to by friends. Who else would offer a cigarette? Right. Now, Pingal needs no introduction. He's a lawyer by profession. And he, you could say, is AVI's standing counsel, in a sense that he is the first to stand up and offer us advice whenever AVI has something to be addressed. He is the managing partner of Ashlar Law and is based in Bangalore. Dr. Kiran Melkote. As the saying goes, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words would never break me. The good Dr. Kiran can fix my bones, and don't let that smile of his ever deceive you. He is really quick with his wit and one of the sharpest minds. Kiran, as you probably guessed,